How's it going, Michael? You good?
It's going great. How are you doing?
I'm good. You've got a very infectious smile. Do you know that?
Thank you so much.
That's great. I love that. How are you? You good? Good
I'm
day?
doing great.
Perfect. Perfect. Let's jump into this. So, how long have you been on the real world?
Since February 2025,
Yeah.
in the beginning,
Oh,
I
wicked.
joined
Wicked.
2nd or 3rd February.
Okay. And what was you doing before you got onto the app?
Before that, I was organizing comedy shows, events, and was working two jobs, two
Oh,
matrix
amazing.
jobs. I still do the two jobs, and I still do the events, but now I'm just doing it more cleverly.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand.
Yeah.
How did you get into the whole putting things onto the comedy circuit?
Well, when I was just working and not doing anything else without before I started doing the events, the comedy events. I used to go to comedy shows a lot
Yeah.
here in Frankfurt in Germany. And once I met a friend of mine, an Egyptian guy, and he told me, "Why don't we start our own comedy show? I mean, look, it's easy. Venue, microphone, comedians. We don't even have to do comedy gigs. We just bring these people, collect the money, and that's it." I was like, yeah, let's do this. And 5 minutes later, we have a website, we have social media, we have everything, and we started our own event. We expected 10 people to show up, and 30 people showed up.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah,
So you just took that first step. That's what everyone sometimes seems to miss. That sometimes you just got to take the first step.
yes.
So what? How did the real world tie into that plan?
So I was a little bit relying on AI a lot
Yeah,
when I was doing my market research, or when I was doing my events, or anything that's related to my own business. I was working with AI a lot, and I was giving most of the work that I should be doing myself to someone else to do it. Not
yeah,
just AI. I would be delegating. And I would be working only with the sales and going and meeting with the venues and just being the face of the marca, being the face of the brand.
yeah,
And the real world actually opened my eyes to this, that if I'm actually gonna be succeeding in something, I have to do it myself first before I delegate, because if someone makes a mistake, I wouldn't be understanding that this guy is making a mistake.
yeah,
That's what Arno was saying in the business mastery. So it opened my eyes, and since then, less mistakes, more money, and I'm getting a lot better in business.
yeah. Fair. So did it help you get more tighter with planning around the business that you have?
It actually opened my eyes on a lot of things. I did have this mentality that I need to work. I did have the mentality that I don't want to work for someone else forever.
Yeah,
And I don't need to wait for my father to,
yeah,
to collect the inheritance. So it was it was eye-opening more than it was helping me with the money thing. Okay, I started with the Hustlers campus with Professor Dylan Madden, and a lot of those things that Professor Dylan is teaching, I already know, but I lack the discipline to do this.
yeah,
I'm this kind of a person who is, okay, I'll do this tomorrow. I'll do this after tomorrow. But the real word for me is not about how to make money. It's about how to, get disciplined, the community around me, the people who are pushing, the people who are winning. I'm seeing the winnings channel every day. Everyone is posting something. And I'm like, this guy just sold a t-shirt for 25 euros, and today I made 0 euros. I'm gonna go get a jacket from Kleine Anzeige for free, and I'm just gonna list it, and I'm gonna get 70 euros by the end of the day. And when I do that, it gives me this satisfaction. Okay, I did something today. There's
yeah,
this competition, constant competition. People are always fighting to get better and to get stronger. And That's what I love about the real world.
You touched on something very important there about being in a winner's circle, having the right community around you. Kind of talk to us about how the community in the real world does kind of lead you in that direction. Because I'm also a strong believer in that. If you really want to succeed, show me your friends and I'll show you who you are. It's a real statement to make. It really does make sense. And being in the community for the real world, that's one of my favorite things about it, is the community, because I think it really does show you, like, because everyone starts off where you are. There's someone in there that's where you are, and then you get to see like a situation where someone started where you are and now you can see their winnings and all their gains, so it shows you the possibility, it's possible. Talk to me more about the community within the real world.
The community in the real world is actually okay. Some of the people in the community are a little bit autistic about the community, and they just wanna flex. But some of the people are actually working. They're actually there to win. They're actually motivating other people, and they push each others. Once I was I joined now the push-up challenge, the 50 push-ups a day, and
Yeah,
I'm in the positive masculinity in the headquarters.
love it.
And in May 2nd, I met with Professor Arno and a group of 28 people for sparring.
Wicked. Amazing.
So so yeah, these kind of people, these kind of personalities, we when you just put them all together, they make magic happen.
Yeah, it's true. You're not wrong. How did the sparring go?
Oh, Arno kicked my ass, of course. The
Do you
guy
know
is
what?
like a tank.
Yeah, and do you know what? I always prefer to spar people better than me anyway, because that's how I learn. It's when you start styling on people, for me, it's like, okay, now I need to move up a level. So
Yes.
I've been in there with Andrew multiple times, and it's hard. It's hard, but the fact that you see people pushing through, and like you said, being around a bunch of people who, even when they want to quit, they don't, makes you in a position where now I have to do the same thing. So it really does like drive your determination.
Before this meetup in Amsterdam in May, I never thought about joining a boxing gym. I never was about fitness. I never did push ups. I was just, this kind of
Yeah.
brokey idiot who doesn't want to work out. And I was most of the time depressed. Okay, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but I was most of the time depressed. After this meetup, immediately after I went back to my home, the second day I went and I found a gym, a boxing gym near my home, and I registered and I started the same day.
So do you feel like the joining the real world kind of changed your mentality into like
It
even down to
changed
your health and everything?
it changed everything. It changed everything about the mentality. Even the small stuff, the silly stuff that people would view it as really, really stupid, like the keys. Don't put your keys somewhere that you're going to be forgetting where your keys are.
Yeah,
These kind of details, some
small
people would look
habit.
at it and say, okay, the real world is teaching people how to place your keys in the right place, and the mentality and this kind of stuff that everybody knows. No, actually, if you believe in it, and if you believe that you have a sickness and you have a problem, that you're unprofessional and you're not really good, and you're just wasting time all the time, you would actually get better when you hear the professors and you hear Luke and you hear everybody saying that this is a sickness, this is a problem, you need to fix it. But
Because
most of the
it's
people,
so I was just going to say, it's the small habits and the efficiency that
yes,
you can carry through everything. So if you do one thing right, you'll do all things right. That's another saying I think is amazing. If you start to do one thing wrong, you're allowing the one thing to be wrong. You can allow that same mistake in all walks of life. So even as something as small as like being efficient with your keys and where you are, respecting people's time, like those small intricacies that you build will become your character, which then become you as a person, which then becomes your professional persona also.
yes. And it's all about, like, the real world is all about following simple instructions.
Yeah.
Simple instructions broken down into really simple steps. I gifted the real world to one of my friends about a month ago, before the price went up. And bro went in for 2 days, and he wrote "Good morning, gratitude," and he joined Dylan Madden's Hustlers Campus for 2 days, 2 consecutive days. And today he called me and he's complaining about being broke and he's not able to make money, and he didn't log into the real world for 28 days or something now.
Ah, see,
So
but
it
continue. Sorry, go
was
on.
really difficult me understanding that my friends, my circle, the people that I was hanging out with were a bunch of losers. It was really difficult to get to the point that, okay, I
Lost
understand
you.
now. I need to change the circle. Hello?
Hello. Yeah, we lost you for a sec there. Sorry.
Yeah.
You was talking about your circle of friends. It was really hard to realize that your circle of
Yeah, it
friends.
was really hard to realize and understand that every single one in my circle I need to replace. These people that I'm hanging out with, okay, let's go out and drink. Let's go and have fun. Bro, I need to work. I need to do this. I need to do that. Oh, you're not fun. Okay. Bye. It was really difficult and really hard to understand that, okay, I'm hanging out with losers. I'm going to be staying with them.
Yeah.
I'm going to making myself a loser as well. And when I just
Yeah.
figured it out,
You've
I
got a job to do.
understood
You've got
that.
empire to build. There's no time.
Yeah, when I understood that, I started to, okay, let me dedicate more time to whatever I need to do, what I'm supposed to do. And if I can help them in any way, if I can inspire them in any way, I will try my best. But I gave up on them a long time ago now, especially the one that I gifted him the real world subscription.
Yeah. And there's sometimes there's just going to be people that you won't be able to, as much as you'll try, you won't be able to pull over to the side. There's certain habits that they like you said, it's a sickness that they have to battle. It's their battle. It's not always going to be yours. All you can do is show them the water they have to drink from it.
Yes,
So,
and not
so
everyone will
tell me,
drink from it.
how since joining the real world, how has it improved your finances? Like
Finances. Okay,
exactly
I
how? Like
joined the real
yeah,
world.
tell me
I
exactly
will
how
I
the
will
real
talk
world has allowed you to do more.
I will talk numbers. I joined the real world with minus 1,500 euros in my bank account. I don't know how they got there. Credit card debts, lots of things
Yeah,
that were unnecessary that I bought. And the first week in Hustlers Campus, I made my first 120 euros. And within the first month, I was able to pay my debt in full, completely.
that's amazing. So talk to me. How
This
did you
is
make your first 120 euros? How did you make the first amount of money? What was it? You like specifically tell me what you did.
so I went on Dylan's courses, the flipping course, and
Yeah,
he talked about Craigslist and he talked about the equivalent. Find the equivalent to the Craigslist in your country, and there was Kleine Anzeige in my country. I went there. I found a camera for free, a digital, a camera that's a DSLR camera,
yeah,
and the guy wanted to give it out for free because he's giving away things. He wanted to give a couch for free and a lot of things for free, but I didn't have a space for a couch. So I went, I collected the camera, I listed it again on Kleine Anzeige with 120 euros. 2 days later, a guy came, looked at the camera, picked it up, gave me my 120 euros, and left.
that's amazing. So it was
That was
almost
my
like
first
teaching you how to figure
20
out how to
euros.
become that middleman.
Yeah, I was kind of the middleman, but I didn't know that these kind of things exist. You go on Kleine Anzeige and you find things for free, or you go on Facebook Marketplace and you find things for free. Some people know that these things exist, but they don't think, okay, let me resell them.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. It's true.
So
And this
this
is
is how it
what's
opened
good
my
as well. Is
eyes.
like the real world is always looking for like up to date. in real time things in which they can teach you in ways you can make money. There's always ways to make money, you know. And like you said, like even just something as small as that, like, oh, okay, I can make money in this place, and then you can build and grow in that, build and grow, and then as next minute you have an online shop, and you step one, step two, step three. I generally think like if you follow the steps in the real world, I don't see how you don't make money. There's no way.
Simple instructions. Follow the instructions, follow the guidelines, and you'll get there.
So let me ask you this question: if you could join the real world earlier, if you would have known about it earlier, would you have, or do you think you joined at the perfect time?
I think I joined at the perfect time, and I regret that I didn't join earlier. 1 year before I joined, exactly 1 year before I joined, a friend of mine in Istanbul called me. I used to work with him in the same in sales. Called me and says
Hmm.
there is this The Real World University by Andrew Tate. I think it's a really good thing for you to join. I told him how much. He said 50 euros or something. And I'm like, okay, I'm a little bit skeptical. I didn't have the money. I didn't have enough money. I didn't have a job at that time. I was working I was staying at the job center. I wasn't paying my own rent. I was just sitting doing nothing and looking for a job actively. He said, I think this is the best thing for you. And I'm like, I was so skeptical. And then 1 year later, I decided, okay, I have a job now. I have money. I have 50 euros. I was still skeptical, but I joined anyways.
Yeah,
And it opened my eyes.
amazing. I love that. So, what would you say to the people who are now sitting at home listening to you speak about how the real world has helped you and how it's gained you money, and that are still skeptical? What would be your message to them?
You're lost. I mean, I would say you're lost. Just keep making the competition less for us in the real world. That's what I would say.
Perfect, perfect response. I love that. Thank you for coming on today, man. And like I said, we are really happy that we're able to help elevate you in your career and what you're doing now, and help, like you said, like figure out new ways to make money. You seem like you got the right frame of mind, so we're happy that you're on board with us, and we can't wait to see you at the top.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Speak to you soon.